Welcome in, everybody. This is Nolan. This is episode 1.
Episode 1, New Beginnings.
New beginnings. Let's go. let's go.
That's right.
Oh. Well, look, everybody. Look, we appreciate y'all tuning in and checking us out. We are the Fantasy Lounge.
What up?
My name is Zac. This is Nolan, aka Fat Squirtle. You will see him on the Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Right.
Full-time troll. He's, as of
Currently
last counting, third place. Third place on your
bronze. I'm very close to second.
Yeah. So, well, look, y'all. For some of you might recognize us. We were formerly the 3-Man Bunk Bed podcast, but our third man, he just can't do it right now.
Yeah, he officially quit. It was unofficial for most of last season, but we had to. Can't be a 3-man bunk bed when now we're officially.
We had to cut him out. Okay,
that's right. You just chop off the top bunk.
Well, some people, right? And so, this is like Nolan said, this is new beginnings. So from now on, it is the Fantasy Lounge. This is fantasy football by casual fans for casual fans.
That's
right. On our show, you can expect wild opinions, not necessarily based on fact. You can expect
not us.
Yeah, you can expect some fantasy football 101 stuff.
Right.
We're here to make sure that you don't, you minimize the blunders of your fantasy football season, because it's going to happen. You can't take them out.
That's right. Learn from our mistakes. If we're anything, it's experienced with it.
Yeah, that's right. Experienced in like the mistake making categories.
That's right. Especially Zac.
So
name's never on the trophy.
Hey, I've won literally every league but the one I want to win.
Just saying.
The one, let me find it. Let's see if I can get the camera right. This little cup up here. This guy. It's over there. Yeah, that's the top of our trophy that we just did our 11th annual draft for, and we're in the midst of remaking the trophies. The trophy is new beginnings too, Nolan.
Right.
What a
new
year!
New trophy, new us.
Fantasy Football 2024, new beginnings.
Yeah,
okay?
We start tomorrow. It's happening.
We made it. We made it to Fantasy Football.
Anybody watches this today?
That's right.
Oh God.
NFL football matters. It's here.
It's happening. Everybody's getting off injury reports. We're full steam a go right now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, look, before we get into it, I would be remiss if I did not point out that, again, we're the Fantasy Lounge. We're going to be posting every week, once a week. You will see us on YouTube. You will see us on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Shout out to our partner website, our sponsor, our reason we get to do this.
That's right.
Like, that's so shout out to that. So check us out on the network. Check us out on YouTube. But yeah, all right, Nolan. So we're jumping into week 1.
We
got a fantastic first game tomorrow.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Great season opener.
Hey, I heard a great stat about this. For those bettors out there, Patrick Mahomes' passing total for this game is 265-ish.
Really?
He's never thrown for that few passes against the Ravens in the regular season. Not one.
Yeah, he's going to be airing it out.
Dude's going to hit 300 yards. Easy. Smash.
He has to, because Lamar's here, man. Like, 2-time MVP Lamar is really good at football. That's right. So, no, I'm excited about that. It's a wild week 1. We've got a great first matchup. Mm-hmm. Real quick, Nolan, quick take. Ravens or Chiefs?
Chiefs. Ooh. I've already got bets on the book for Chiefs.
Ravens.
Oh, okay, my God.
We'll revisit this next week. Okay. We've got the Eagles and the Packers week 1 in Brazil in a stadium they can't wear green in.
They can't wear green, which is the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah.
Why send the 2 green teams?
I wish I knew.
The world.
I wish I knew. So many teams with no green.
Thanks, Rodgers.
And of course, the NFL got together and the commission, the competition committee went, let's send the green ones.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, yeah, we're in it for the drama.
They didn't even send like the minor green, like the Dolphins, the Jags, the Seahawks have like weird greens.
Oh yeah,
or
Seahawks green.
or less green. They picked the 2 pure green teams.
That's right. Huh. Oh well.
So, but probably the wildest thing it feels like going into week 1, Nolan, is like the lack of major injury news.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of preseasons, training camps, we get some like big injuries. Yes, we've had them, but like it feels less than normal so far this year. Knock on wood.
I think so. I think hear me out. Maybe that 4th week of preseason with no game.
Didn't need it.
It's a good idea.
Or yeah, give everybody a week to get healthy.
Yeah,
before everybody gets hurt.
I was trying to pull it up. I was trying to pull a list up, Nolan, so we could share with everybody the amount of people who are going to be injured. And let me tell you, it's kind of little. I mean, like Christian McCaffrey, basically gone all preseason, is gonna be good to go. Jahmyr Gibbs, good to go. Mark Andrews, good to go.
Taking off his injury designation. On the non-injury, like the flip side of this, though, for all you truthers who decided this is the year it's going to turn around, you know who did get hurt today, though? Fucking Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Okay.
Oh, my God. For all of you who are like, no, this is the year he's not going to be a complete disappointment. No, he's still the same guy.
And it's wild because he had the audacity about an hour ago to put out a report that said that he felt no limitations based on that calf strain or that hamstring.
That's what players are going to say, man.
He's totally
players are never hurt. Like he put out the thing, was like, oh, I only missed 2 plays. Bullshit. Get out of here.
He's totally full of shit, right? Like,
yes, he is. But
yeah,
fire up your Drake Londons though.
Yeah. Right. Well, look, this is unrelated for the most part, but I'm looking through it, Nolan, and I got to tell you, it's like I said, it's going into like we have some cool games, but as far as like storylines that are going into, it's pretty tame. Like there's no crazy weather that's due in. Like it's dome games for a bunch of teams. Like it's kind of chilling, man. This is week 1 for a lot of times for a lot of people before waivers, before we see people play, is kind of a just respect what you drafted and play your good guys, right? Like
that's right. That's how we like it, anyways. Trust your draft. Trust in yourself.
Yeah, unless you drink as much as Nolan and I did at ours.
Whoa, sir! My team is excellent. My team is so good. I have Waddle on my bench because I have no room for him.
Yeah, Nolan. So, who are your running backs that fantastic though?
Well, they're good enough. Good enough.
They're good enough. We will again. We're gonna see.
Hey man,
you are set to win.
I've got Sun God, Drake London, Ayuk, Waddle, and Rashee Rice. It's fucking stacked. Sure.
Yeah, we're putting Rice in, right?
My running backs aren't great, but Jerome Ford with Nick Chubb's going to be out is going to be a fine RB1, and Monty has never steered me wrong ever.
Yep.
I'm going to forget all the times he has, but right now, he hasn't.
Still no Demetri Felton, though, right?
Oh, God. The boy.
Yep. Speaking of running backs, you mentioned him briefly there for a second, but I want to touch on him and another guy while we're getting through it. Guys who are out and are going to be out for a couple of weeks. So, Nick Chubb.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys were nuts if you thought he was actually going to make it to week 1.
Don't draft hurt players.
Don't do it. Don't draft hurt guys.
Forever.
We've got a friend that drafted this guy, Nick Chubb, and the other guy I'm about to talk about, which is Jonathan Brooks. Like he took both of them back to back.
I don't understand. Do not get it.
If he can weather the storm of the front of his season, he might be onto some guys later. But take Jerome Ford, get you 4 weeks of good floor production, and deal with it later.
That's right. I mean, he looked great last year too. Like it's not like he's coming in and they're putting like a nobody in there. Like Jerome Ford was a solid play last year.
Yep.
He ended
and then
PPR ranked 16 running back. Like he's a fine pick.
Yep. Similar timeline as Chubb. Jonathan Brooks didn't get a similar-ish injury. Like his leg didn't flop like Chubb's, but like his ACL was gone.
He's also a rookie. Like they're going to be bad this year. They're a bottom 5 offense. Like they might not play him all year just to save him for next year.
The only guy I took in this offense was Deontay for PPR. Like that's it.
I don't even do. I've literally taken 0 Deontay's. I wouldn't do that either.
You're not a believer.
I'm not a believer. You were the biggest Deontay fanboy for no reason.
No reason.
None.
That's rude. In more running back injury news, Nolan, you'll be interested to know that Marshawn Lloyd might actually make it to week 1
I
for the
saw
Green
that.
Bay
Didn't
team.
they take his injury designation off today?
Let's see.
Which is sad for me because in the big dynasty league that I care about, I've got Emmanuel Wilson.
Nah, he's still there. Let's see. Listed as limited participant on the team's practice report for Wednesday.
Yeah,
but he was a participant. That cat's playing.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Let's see. You're going to see the full-time return of Anthony Richardson and Kyler Murray. We got a little bit of Kyler Murray last year. A little bit of Anthony Richardson. They're both back full, ready to go week 1.
Until 6 weeks in when Anthony Richardson decides he wants to try and truck every linebacker in the league again and gets hurt.
Can we talk about for the first 2 weeks, though? He's going to do it.
Yeah, he'll look great while he's on the field. Who knows how long he's going to be on the field, though? That's the issue.
Oh, yeah.
But he looks so bad throwing the ball. The couple times I saw him throw in preseason, he still looked fucking awful.
Yeah.
Missing receivers, throwing behind. Like, he's a bad passer. We've been saying this since he was drafted. He shouldn't have been drafted where he was. I don't know how you would try and build a team around that. It's the same thing you got with Trey Lance. It's the same thing you got with Justin Fields. It's the same thing you got with... I'll come up with another name later. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Malik Willis, I don't know. Like, they're not good throwers of the ball. Yes,
no,
they're freak athletes. Everybody is trying to get Cam Newton. Not everybody's going to be fucking Cam Newton. He could throw the ball. It's major difference.
Yep.
Let
me tell you what I find interesting. I'm in the Sleeper app, and I'm going down projections by position for week 1, and it's funny to me because everything is so close right now. Like, you just see like crews of players all at like 16 points or 15 points or 14 points. And there's very little separation. Like, week 2 is going to be so fun when we jump back on this app and talk about it next week, because like you'll start to see projection gaps for players who did well or didn't do well.
Yep.
You're also going to see some injuries in week 1, right?
Always do. 4 plays in.
Right? Like,
can you imagine if he got hurt again week 1? Oh God, Aaron.
It'd be sad.
It would be sad, but like, shit, man. It would be real funny though.
Well, it's like, I mean, like last year, all the Puka and Kyron and even Laporta hype happened like early, like right out of week 1. People were snapping these dudes up, and it made their seasons. Like, they won leagues with those 3 guys that were undrafted or late draft picks. So, look, as you go into your week 1, pay attention to who did well. Pay attention to those defenses in the first week that are like already looking like units. So you're gonna have to like watch your matchups as your guys come up against those units. But the other thing is, take note. If somebody gets hurt, like, their backups are going to be on waivers. Hopefully your team does waiver wires normally, and the bad teams get to go first. And the upside is, look, if you losing week 1 can be potentially the best thing that can happen to you.
It could be, because that'll put you at the top of the waiver wire with somebody that matters.
Mm-hmm.
I did 23 week 1 tight ends. Do you know? Take a guess at the top 3 best tight ends week 1 last year.
Best tight ends week 1. I am going to go Laporta.
Nope.
Oof.
Way down there. He's like 8.
Kelsey.
No. Not even on the list that I can see.
Sir George the Kittle?
Nope.
Nola, who were the top 3 fantasy tight ends for week 1 last year?
Hunter Henry was first by far.
Let's go.
And then Hayden Hurst. And then Hawkinson, who's also on PUP and not playing. So, like, it's... And then Donald Parham was 4th.
Okay.
The irrelevance of what happened week 1 at tight end last year is actually kind of funny to look at.
That's really an outlier, or not an outlier. That was really an indicator of like how wild the tight end position was last year, right?
Yeah. So I feel like it was like a swapping of old guard to new guard a little bit. Like you've got a lot of the younger tight ends hitting right now. Tight end one, McBride, calling it now. Quote me on that.
I'm
But
fine with
like,
that. No, I'm not
yeah,
arguing there.
dang, running back was a weird one too.
Yeah. Tell me about the what it looked like last year.
Aaron Jones, 27 points week one. Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Josh, speaking of Packers running backs, I'm sure everybody's on their draft right now. League starts tomorrow. Yo, if you do daily fantasy, if you do like week pick'ems, put some money in Josh Jacobs. That dude is gonna run away with it this week.
yeah.
And then Austin Eckler was number 2, Mr. No Knees himself.
Poor guy.
I know, couldn't even stay on the same team.
Like what's he supposed to do? They just don't love him anymore.
That's fine. He doesn't deserve it. Speaking of Chargers running
Ouch.
backs, though, what do we think is going to happen on that team? Like, is it just going to be the ugliest committee you've ever seen, or are we just waiting for one of the Ravens guys to get hurt to go with the other?
No. Look, I think knowing how the league works now, I think it's clear that it's going to be the ugliest running back committee we've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
Harbaugh, look, he just because he used Corum the way that he did doesn't they're gonna run every dude, and then they'll say like it's a hot hand situation,
Yeah.
or like that's just who that we game planned. One guy was bigger this week, and they there will be no clarification at all through week one on who's going to be good from there.
That's right. Just complete gambles.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them's going to get hurt, and the other one's going to take over.
Until he gets hurt, another one comes back.
And just flip flop injuries. Oh God!
They'll be the most annoying handcuffs all season.
Yep, and then you'll end.
That's why we don't do handcuffs.
Vidal.
Yeah, that's why we don't do handcuffs here.
Well, speak for yourself. I had to.
Okay, well you like went like an elite level of handcuffs.
Yeah, that was tough. That's all right.
You said that so regretfully. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
That is hilarious.
Did you see the report that came out from the Cowboys lead beat writer that Rico is going to be RB1?
No, I didn't, but I think that's accurate. Like,
yeah.
He's 26, which is a late to be an RB1. But
been in the league, what, 4 years now at this point?
Yeah.
He only touched the ball like 20 times last year or something, just silly like that. So I mean, it's not like he doesn't have fresh legs. He never plays.
Yes.
So like, if he is halfway fucking decent, he should get run. Because I mean, they'll be a top 5 offense this year. So
yeah, I think
somebody in that backfield is going to get points, and it's probably not going to be Zeke, or the ghost of Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, and I think for me, like not just the backfield, like you said, I do think there'll probably be another really good offense. So I'm really interested to see what like Jake Ferguson looks like, or what Jalen Tolbert looks like, because we know CD is going to be CD, okay, right. But there's targets in that offense for other people.
That's right. Like
somebody's
got to come out as number 2 on that team.
Yep. So. Speaking of offenses with targets, really interested to see what the Green Bay offense looks like in week 1. Okay. They're coming up against a defensive unit that was pretty good last year. Like Philadelphia was a pretty good unit, and they took 2 first-round DBs. So there's going to be dudes out here covering. Who do we think is going to be like Green Bay's week 1 target share guy?
My money's been on Reed. I think Watson is the best receiver on that team. When healthy, it's big if with his hamstring.
Do we think he's
healthier?
I was gonna say, do you think he's a PPR darling, or is he more of like your traditional like?
No, he'll be a traditional big play receiver kind of guy.
Yeah.
I was reading something earlier from their coach. I saw a tweet about it where he was talking about. He might have not said the best receiver on this team, but it implied he was probably the most talented receiver on this team when he's on the field.
And that was who, Watson?
Yeah. I'll have to dig through and find where I saw that fucking tweet, but I saw it earlier where they were quoting him about it. And I mean, if he's healthy, dude's electric. He scored what
Super good.
in 5 weeks, 9 touchdowns at one point
It's
last
gross,
year.
dude.
So I mean, he's got the talent to do it, and they're confident like getting him the ball to be able to do it. So, but I mean, it's just such a clusterfuck because I think Romeo Dubes might be my favorite receiver in that room, but like he's probably the third or fourth receiver on the list. It probably goes Watson, Reed, Dubes, Wicks.
Yeah.
I'm missing somebody. I'm feeling like, and then they've got 2 solid tight ends too. So I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen on that team?
Oh man. So yeah, look. What other teams? Just off the top of your head, I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah,
Had that confusing level of multi-targets like the Packers that we're going to be looking for clarification in week 1.
I think the big one is probably the Bills too.
Okay.
They have the most vacated targets from last year in the league. Are you going to see the rise of Keon Coleman? But like he's the big body receiver that Josh Allen historically hasn't thrown to. Josh Allen's historically thrown to the smaller, quicker separation guy. Keon gets 0 separation in his routes. He's just bigger than everybody, so he can get the catch and he can catch it up high. Curtis Samuel practiced fully today. I saw that report today too. So like he's the body type of receiver that historically Josh Allen has been liked to throw to. So I mean we'll see. And then you've got both tight ends. You've got Knox and Kincaid. I think people were like, "Oh, Kincaid's the next big thing. The next big thing." He has lined up a lot in the slot, but Knox is on the field too much because they paid him big money. That dude's going to catch some touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then you've got Shakir, who's the only one with, other than Dawson Knox, I guess, and a little bit of Kincaid that has any amount of play time with Josh Allen on the field.
Yep.
So, and also a good catching running back too. So, like everybody on that team feels like they could lead the team in targets a little bit.
Yeah, you don't know. And yeah, I'm really intrigued by the big body. Like everybody's worried about everybody being short, and then they have Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid. So
I mean, Curtis Samuel's almost the exact same size as Diggs was. Like they're very similar players. I'm not saying Curtis Samuel's anywhere near the talent level of Diggs, but like style of play, they are similar though. And he also has history with Joe Brady, who's now the OC there too.
Let me ask you this. Let's do a little bit of a pivot here. So I'm excited in week 1 because we're finally, after a full offseason of speculation, going to get some insight into these rookies that are going to be playing in their first games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm really interested, like the Arizona-Buffalo game, I'll be interested in because we're Keon Coleman and Marvin Harrison right out the gate.
You get some of the biggest names this rookie class going at it. The rookie that I think I'm most excited about, though, is probably Brian Thomas, though.
Okay.
He just seems like the style and talent of receiver that he could fill the Calvin Ridley role. The only downside, I guess, is with Christian Kirk is off the injury designation today, too. So he's going to get a lot of targets. When he's on the field, T-Law throws that man so many passes. Him and then Ingram, too.
I think the upside is in that particular matchup, they're probably going to be involved in a shootout.
Yep.
Because the Dolphins are going to put up points like a ton.
And they're going to have to throw the ball that many times, just to try and keep up with them.
Yeah, like if you told me right now that the Dolphins are going to have the number 1 offense in the league, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
like
fine.
Probably top 3.
They stay healthy. It's literally that whole team's whole
across
MO at this
the board.
Point.
Yeah.
Like they've feels like everybody in that team has an injury history at this point. Like Waddle's been questionable all preseason. Tyreek gets hurt a couple times every season. A-Chain got destroyed. Raheem Mostert is a career of getting hurt. Like
poor guy.
And then Tua's concussion boy. So, like, everybody on that team has a history of getting hurt. And also, the stigma of 49ers running back rooms running one until they die, and it's just next man up. McDaniels was the run game coordinator when that was the thing in the 49ers.
Oh, yeah,
so,
dude.
like, for fantasy's sake, you just go down the list of Dolphins players that are going to get hurt. So you bet if you have one, be prepared to have to sit them or drop them for another one. Which is also leading into, I think, the big thing of if we're playing fantasy week 1, lean into the vets more than the rookies. Rookies are probably going to come on later in the season. So everybody's like, oh, A-Chain, A-Chain, A-Chain. He's like going in the second round in all these drafts. Raheem Mostert's probably the start over A-Chain this week. Straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Raheem Mostert. Actually, fuck it. Let's just pull it up. Let's see how they did.
Just pull it up, Nolan.
Week 1 last year.
What did our boy Fizdale say when he's with the Grizzlies? Take that for data.
Take that for data.
Is it data?
Data.
That's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna get into that today.
Yeah, he didn't even play week 1 last year.
It's because he was hurt on and off all season.
Yep, didn't even play week 1. Had 1 touch week 2, and then, he did his thing and he broke records. He had 50 points in fantasy just week 3. So but he didn't start the year playing. So I don't know. I say if you've got the option, start the vet over the rookie if you're trying to pick between 2 players on the same team leading into week 1.
Let me give you a great example. Minnesota's going to play the Giants. Okay.
Yep.
And I would take the Minnesota side across the board. Like I would take, of course, Jay Jettas versus Malik Neighbors. You're going Justin Jefferson. I'm taking Sam Darnold over Daniel Jones in this matchup.
Yeah. Also, did Daniel Jones play in the preseason? I don't remember actually seeing him on the field.
Dude. He did, but he was slow.
Yeah.
He was horrible. He was horrible.
He threw like 4 picks one game, didn't he?
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. If he's relevant at all, it's not going to be this year because it's always the year 2 back from an ACL injury is when you start to be yourself again. So it's definitely not going to be this year because dude can't throw the fucking ball. The year he was, QB 9 was because he ran for like 700 yards or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. The year he had the 90-yard rush that he tripped.
Yeah,
he was healthy the whole time. But yeah, like to Nolan's point, like you take the veterans, take the guys who are in better situations that way. Another rookie that I'm interested to see versus a year 2 guy is the Titans and Bears. So we're going to see Caleb Williams versus Will Levis. And I'm really intrigued by that. I think people think like the Bears are just going to be like this. I think they think they're going to be playoffs in year 1. And I'm interested to see what Caleb Williams looks like. But the Titans might be fielding the most improved defensive unit.
Yeah, solid.
I mean,
yeah, for sure. They helped their DBs out a ton.
They threw the money out.
Also, Caleb Williams might be having a hobbled Keenan Allen. I was saying he has a heel injury today and didn't practice.
Oh yeah.
So, also,
and then the last one I'm intrigued by, Nolan, has nothing to do with a rookie. Do you think that we'll see more than 4 snaps from Aaron Rodgers?
Oh God. Let's hope so. Could you imagine if he got hurt this fucking game?
They gave him primetime Monday night game.
Again. Isn't it the same game? Like against the same
against
team?
The Niners?
Too?
I don't know let's see. Last year in 23, no, they had Buffalo last year.
Buffalo, okay, yeah, that's right.
Still, Aaron Rodgers drawing tough week 1 matches.
Yeah. NFL
Buffalo one year, Niners the next.
It's all about the story at that point.
But if he's healthy, you don't look at the Niners versus the Jets and go, the Niners are going to destroy. Like,
I mean, he's still 40. Like, sure, he's got crazy magic medicine, whatever he's talking about with his leg. But, like, dude's still 40 coming back from that injury, man.
But he still has Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall.
That's true. And
a defense that's going to be, like, lights out.
Who else do they have? Old man Mike Williams.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fielding last year's like third overall defensive unit standard scoring.
Oh yeah, no, their defense is excellent, just excellent.
They just need the offense not to mess it up, man.
Yep. Oh, that is actually one matchup. If we're talking about tinkering week 1, I may be moving Ayuk to my bench for Rashee Rice because Sauce is going to be on his ass.
So yeah, Sauce is going to be there.
Tinkering.
He didn't play much in the preseason. Like he's got like he might have fresh legs, but he has not conditioned legs in a way that like I don't mean that he's out of shape. I mean, for those of you who don't understand contact sports, like you got to go get hit to be ready to get hit.
There's a difference between being in shape and being in game shape. It's very different.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's why the dudes who play flag football are skinny, and the guys who play NFL football are thick.
That fucking sidearm that dude does. Did you see where he was talking shit about Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes wouldn't even make this team.
Brother, and then he throws the ball. Up. He like sidearms it, and it whips like.
It's like a submarine pitcher in baseball almost. Like it's
that would be really impressive.
Throw.
Yeah. That would be sick. Well, look, Nolan.
Hey, we did it.
We got a lot. We got a lot that we went through here for week 1. We've talked about what to look for as far as like crowded offenses where you're waiting for players to separate. We've talked about rookies and year 2 guys who, are becoming starters on their teams. We talked about your waiver wire checks, right? Like in week 1, some dudes are going to get hurt. Please take note of that. Please take note of
week 1,
not just who comes in, but who performs well.
That's right.
Because if Jordan Mason comes in for McCaffrey, if he gets hurt and he's not good, maybe Garindo's going to be like, you got to start looking into that stuff, right? Shout out Isaac Garindo.
Shout out.
And so yeah, and then play your vets in week 1 if you've got them. Like if the point total is close, like those guys are about to have their welcome to the NFL moments, and the preseason is not the same thing. So you're gonna have a couple of the balls out and like bucks this, but we're casuals, Nolan.
Yeah,
we're casuals. Casual fans.
Casual us. Casual advice.
That's right. So
we don't rely on stats. We rely on
stats.
Vibes.
Stats are for the tryhards.
That's
okay,
right,
the people
nerds,
the people who don't drink at the draft and bring draft guides.
That's
okay,
right.
That ain't us.
We draft blind.
Nolan and I, in our 11th annual draft, did no ADP.
No ADP, no tier list, no phones, nothing. You go in.
I can tell you from recent personal experience, it was horrifying.
It was fun though. Like
it was cool. It was cool.
This might be the meta going forwards.
It might be why I drink so much I don't remember it. But I might have been so anxious about it.
That's true. Yeah. This is the first time I don't remember a night out in a long time.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Leading up in our first episode of the Fantasy Lounge, Nolan, that's perfect.
We did it.
That's just how we do. So
That's right.
Well, look, check us out on YouTube. Check us out on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Shout out. If you don't have an account, join in. Come find me and Nolan. These are our screen names on
I'll talk shit back. Let's go.
Yeah, on the network. So, look, we're gonna be doing this every week this season, once a week. So look out for us, man. We're excited for week 1 in NFL football, and we're excited to talk about it next week and get you set up for week 2. So, that's it for me, Nolan. You good?
Adios, friends.
Peace, y'all.